Hello everyone and welcome to another R&R Partners video. My name is Remus and today we are going to talk about the Romanian pension system. If you are new to the channel and you're interested in either emigrating to Romania or you are interested in opening a business in Romania, you can take into consideration subscribing to our YouTube channel as we post new and updated videos each and every 2 to 3 weeks. So you will be in touch with the Romanian legal system and what happens here in Romania. The first topic for today would be to give you a brief of how the Romanian pension system works. So in Romania, usually the Romanian employer takes from the employees a portion of their salary right before the payment of the salary is due. So for example, if your salary is due on the 25th and your gross is 10,000 RON, the Romanian state mandates the companies to retain 25% of your pay, of your gross, and it will be sent directly to the state. So you never see that money, it's written down, the company retains it, technically it's your money, but it's sent to the Romanian state. Now, this is done monthly, the Romanian state always gets paid, as every state always gets paid. But the 25% that is taken out of your salary, it will come back to you one day. Regarding the repayment from the Romanian state, you need to fulfill some conditions. We will discuss about them later. But usually even the 25% that you pay to the Romanian state, a portion to them of the money that you are paying goes to, we call it the second pylon of the pension system. So there are 3 pylons. We have the first pylon, the second pylon, and the third pylon. We'll discuss about them a bit later, but the majority of the contributions go to the first pylon, and that's how the Romanian pension system works and pays out the pension to the Romanian pensioners, who can be Romanian citizens or foreign citizens, because you also, as a foreigner, if you come here and you work here and you meet the conditions, you are entitled to a Romanian pension. Now let's discuss a bit the pylons. The first pylon, it's a contributory pylon, but the contributions that you pay in, they go out immediately. So everything that comes in gets redistributed to the current pensioners. Nothing is held there. It's just money coming in, money going out. That's it. There are no investments. They are just paying the people that are now in their pensions, they meet the criteria, with the amounts that are due. The second pylon is also mandatory. So the first pylon and the second pylon both are mandatory. The second pylon is also mandatory, but the money that you pay is taken out of the 25% and it is put in a special fund that invests that amount on your behalf. The amounts are invested usually in state bonds, but over the course of your life you'll see there that some money is going to be accumulated and you are going to benefit of that and you own that amount. So even if you reach retirement age, you are going to get the pension back. If something happens to you, your dependents will inherit that pension. Now, the third pylon is the last one that we are going to tackle a bit in this discussion, and that's usually a contribution that is not mandatory, it's optional. However, you have some tax benefits. So for example, when you take your salary out, you usually pay 10% taxes on that. If part of your salary you say, okay, no, I want to go to the third pylon and I want to contribute there monthly, you don't pay the 10% tax that usually is paid. The difference between the second pylon and the third pylon would be that the first is run by the state. The second is run by private entities. However, you cannot choose the private entity which runs the second pylon. There's some history behind it. It doesn't matter. It's just information that would not help you in any ways. But for the third pylon, you can research whoever runs it, what companies run each pylon, what are their usual returns, what they do with the money, and you can choose to whomever you want to invest or not invest with. So that's another benefit that you can take into consideration when choosing. So if you have problems with your pension, or you have questions that you want to be tailored to your specific needs and wants, do note that you can always book a consultation with us via our website, and me or one of my colleagues can give you tailored advice specific to your needs. Now, I mentioned the free pylons. Maybe some of you are looking for the first time. They are finding out this system for the first time, and they're wondering, okay, how much did I contribute until now, or what are my assets in the second pylon? Oh, I can go for the third pylon. So in order to find out if you have gross amount of your contributions and the assets that are amassed until now, on the second pylon there is a website on ASFE, it's the Romanian Financial Board, and they have a website where you can put your CMP number, they can search all the platforms, and they can tell you that, okay, your second pylon contributions are with this provider, and you can go to them. Some of them have online websites, and on those websites you can see what you contributed, how much is the total value of the assets at the moment, and you can just look at it grow. Regarding the contributions to your state pension, that is done via the state. So you go to the local pension house from your address, and that pension house can approve an online account with the pension system, and on that account you can see your contributions, how much you contributed, what is your pension points, and so on. Another topic that is very sought after, and I saw many questions on it, okay, how much should I contribute in order to get a pension? So in order to get a pension in Romania, you must have at least 15 years that you paid into the system, and you need to be at 65 or 63 as a woman in order to qualify for a pension. Do note that the 15 years is like a bare minimum in order to get a pension. The full amount of years that you must pay into the system is 35 years. So the money that you are paying need to be for 35 years in order to not have any penalties when the pension is calculated. However, even if the pension is calculated and you have the bare minimum 15 years, maybe you didn't have a high salary, in Romania we have a minimum pension at the time of the recording that is 250 euro or somewhere around there. So it's not a lot, but it's an income that you'll have secured by the Romanian state. If you found this content useful, we would really appreciate if you hit the like button down below. It really helps the channel out, and you will also help other expats that are in search of information regarding the Romanian public pension system or private pension system in Romania, and we would highly appreciate if you do that. One of the last topics that I want to go through would be the types of public pensions that we have in Romania. So there are not only one pension system, we call it the pension system, but we have multiple systems. For example, you have the normal system that I referred earlier, minimum 15 years contribution, 65 years of age, and you can go and get a pension. An alternative system would be, for example, if you don't meet the criteria, you can go into pension before time. We call it pensia anticipată. It's like early retirement, the Romanian style, to say so. But that is for those who contributed required amounts, so 35 years, plus an additional 8 years. So you need like 33 years of actual work that you contributed to the system. And then you can file for pension 5 years before time. So let's say starting with 58 for women and 60 for men. However, if you go in this system, be aware that you'll get a penalty on your pension. You'll not get a full pension, you'll get a penalty. So it's something to take into consideration if you want to go through early retirement, or you want to wait another few years until you get the full retirement. Some special type of retirements would be invalidity retirement. For example, if you lose more than 50% of your workforce capability, that is attested by a doctor, you can file for pension for illness, and the Romanian state will give you the payments for your pension as a sick pensioner. Another type would be, for example, if the main sponsor of the household dies, then the supported family can file for dependent pensioner. That would be the children and the spouse usually. The last type of pensions that I want to tackle here would be job-related pensions. Usually these are higher pension systems. They are for law enforcement, judges, diplomats, military, and so on. We have a few categories that go into this special type of pension system, and if they get to the pension age, they can retire either earlier or with a bigger pension than the one that they contributed to. One last question that I want to answer would be, for example, if you're a foreigner, you come to Romania and you contribute for 5 years, then you want to go back to your country. What happens with the money that you contributed? If you're an EU citizen, technically there are compensations that are done between the systems, so what you contribute to Romania can be transferred to your country and so on. However, if you're a non-EU country, there must be an agreement between the states for some sort of compensations to take place. However, from what I know at the moment, there are no such agreements, so technically the money that you paid in are gone, you will not get them back. So my advice would be at least contribute for 15 years so you can start seeing at least the bare minimum pension when you are old. So thank you for watching. I hope that you got a lot of useful information out of this video, and until next time, do know that you can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram. We also have TikTok now, so you can see us there also. And I hope that you'll have a very good day and see you soon. Bye.